My iCloud Drive setup notes. iCloud Drive is just one among several iCloud services. Okay, I'm going to go to iCloud on the web. Okay, iCloud has Mail, Contacts, Calendar, iCloud Drive, and Find My iPhone, and Pages, Numbers, and Keynote are part of the iWorks suite. Basically, iCloud in general is the place on the internet where all your devices, your iOS 8 devices, and your Mac OS X devices, this is the one place where they are located on the internet. It's basically your Apple existence, the existence of your data and your information, which relates to Apple and which relates to the data on the devices, that your Apple devices. Okay, this is the central location where they exist on the internet. It's called iCloud. Now, iCloud Drive is just like a remote drive. It's one service, okay? One iCloud service among several iCloud services. So, for example, if you open Finder and you go to iCloud Drive, it shows you that, metaphorically speaking, that external drive that you have. It's kind of like Dropbox, okay? So you have a folder on your computer which has data, files, and other folders, okay? Now, that iCloud Drive folder is synchronized to a server, an Apple server on the internet, so that all your devices can access this remote drive. Okay, when you, like for example, I moved a whole bunch, a folder called Video Archives. That is a huge folder with lots of other folders and files in it. And each one of those files has lots of megabytes, okay? That folder used to be just on my regular hard drive, okay, in the movies folder. Okay, I can show it to you. See, in raw footage. Okay, all these folders, I actually inserted them into this location, Video Archives, raw footage, okay? So here they are. I digress. Okay, returning to my original point. iCloud Drive is one among many iCloud services. It is like an external hard drive. It has folders for each. Okay, yeah, let me go here. See this folder called Preview? Okay, Preview is one of the official Apple apps. Okay, remember it was here. Okay, it's not listed here. It's not one of, okay. Anyways, Preview is an app for showing mostly PDF files on your computer. Okay, as you know, all of the Apple apps want to be able to store or give you the option to store their files in iCloud Drive, okay? So since I've already used Preview on my Mac computer and I've stored a file in iCloud Drive from Preview, now I have a folder in iCloud Drive called Preview. And let me show you, okay, all the files. Okay, if I go to iCloud here in System Preferences and I go to iCloud Drive and I click on Options, here it shows you all the apps that store documents and data in iCloud. I don't know, I think it's mostly iCloud Drive. So basically all of these have the potential. I know eWallet is one, but, well, actually not on this computer, okay. But on my iOS devices, it is one of them, one of the apps that stores data in iCloud. Okay, so each one of those, if I had actually stored a document from it, like if script editor, if I had stored a script editor file using that script editor app, then I would have a folder here called script editor, okay, in my iCloud drive. So to sum it up, it has a folder for each of the members, each app that is iCloud compatible, which exists on my Apple devices. I can create other folders within iCloud Drive, okay? For example, I created a video archive folder, okay? So here, preview and e-wallet files, well, actually, okay, I also created this. So remember, preview was one of those app folders that I was talking about. And another name we'll use to refer to them is libraries, the library folder for that app, or that app's library. Okay, so that's a name we're going to use, library. Okay, now those other folders are not app libraries because I'm actually manually creating them for my own use. You know, I'm making use of this metaphorical external hard drive that iCloud Drive is. So I'm creating folders in iCloud Drive so that I can have them in the cloud and be able to access them from other Macs that I may own or other accounts I have on the same Mac, which are linked to my Apple ID. All this I said to make the point that I can create other folders like this one and that one in iCloud Drive. The next point, everything can be shared among my other Macs and iOS devices. Okay, so here in Finder, I am showing where iCloud Drive is, and actually on my hard drive in the Unix system, this is where it is. Right up here it says it. But in Finder, it plays tricks on you where like you actually can't go to this location. You're better off just clicking on this iCloud Drive link. Now, if I had a Windows or a PC, a Windows computer, Microsoft Windows, or I had, a PC instead of a Mac, I can still access my Apple iCloud Drive. I would have to install, iCloud or iCloud Drive or something, but I can research it. And basically, there's a way of accessing everything that's associated with my Apple ID on a PC computer. On my iPhone, if I go to the settings and then go into iCloud and then go into iCloud data, I can enable or disable various apps, including non-Apple apps, to use iCloud Drive. Okay, this is very similar to what we do here, using system preferences. So if I was in my iPhone and I went into settings and I went into iCloud, I would be able to see the screen which corresponds to the one that I'm about to show you. Okay, see iCloud Drive, I'm going to show you that screen I'm talking about. Options. Okay, see this screen that lists, all the apps that work with iCloud. As I was saying, I can enable or disable various apps, including non-Apple apps. Okay, so if this was on my iPhone, I would have a toggle switch so that I can disable or enable that particular app to work with iCloud. So, for example, if I don't want e-wallet, and e-wallet is one of them because it's downloaded through the Apple App Store. Okay, so it's compatible. The current version is compatible with iCloud. So I can go in and I can enable or disable it from using iCloud using the settings iCloud Drive path. As a matter of fact, eWallet and Dropbox are both among those apps that would be listed on my iPhone in that area I just talked about. in settings under iCloud Drive. So that would enable or prevent them from working specifically with iCloud Drive. Anyways, now about those apps that use iCloud on my iPhone. When one of my iPhone apps uses iCloud Drive, it only has access to files within the particular app's library folder on iCloud Drive. This is an important thing. It's kind of like a limitation, and it's also something that's useful to know. It's just, it is what it is, and you got to work with it. Okay, so each iPhone app that uses iCloud Drive has its own library folder which it uses, and basically they make it impossible to use files that are anywhere else on iCloud Drive. Now, there are iPhone apps which store data in iCloud, but not necessarily in iCloud Drive. Okay, this is just an important fact to know. However, even those apps, if you go to that location that I just mentioned on the iPhone, you can manage the data stored by these apps, as in deleting that data, although it will come back. That data will come back if you go back and use those apps. Okay, let me get my iPhone here. I did go and check, and on my iPhone, in settings, in iCloud, in storage, in manage storage, you can manage the storage space used by the apps on, stored on, the space, the data space, the megabytes used by these apps in iCloud. Okay, you can manage that storage space. You can delete the data that's stored by these apps, and when you go back and use those apps, they will regenerate. Now, that other place which I was talking about, which was settings, in the iPhone, in settings, in iCloud, and then iCloud Drive, if you click on that particular location, that place allows you to enable or disable apps from, prevent them from using iCloud. Okay, so just be aware of those two locations in the iPhone where you can manage things related to apps and iCloud Drive. Now, for some reason, hold on. All right, let me go back. All my videos, if I go to get info, turns out that the space they use is 43 gigabytes. So I went ahead and I bought more iCloud storage. Now I have 200 gigabytes capacity. Let me show you this, okay? See here it says 200 gigabytes of iCloud storage, and now it says I have 196 gigabytes available. However, this is not accurate because, see here, although the stuff, my videos on the hard drive right now in the iCloud Drive folder are 43 gigabytes. Now, although this fact is a fact, in the cloud, since synchronization has not completed yet, they are not aware that I'm going to be using the 43 gigabytes. They have synchronized only a portion of that, and I can show you which portion it is. Okay, I can go to manage and then go to other documents, and so far they have synchronized 3 gigabytes. Okay, but when they are done with the entire 43 gigabytes, okay, then this will not be 196 gigabytes available. It'll probably be around 150 gigabytes available. Okay, so I did upgrade, and I upgraded by clicking here, and I went to change storage plan, and I did buy the 200 gigabyte plan. Okay, so let me hit cancel. Now, there's another thing is iCloud Drive can be the interface for using it is on an iMac. Okay, but you can also use a web interface. Okay, so if I go to iCloud Drive here, I will see my files and folders that are on iCloud Drive. However, the iPhone with its native Apple apps does not allow you to browse and access iCloud Drive in the same manner as you would whether using a browser or the Finder, okay? So in an iPhone, you cannot go like this and go to click, there is no Finder on an iPhone, and then you cannot go to iCloud Drive. I do hear that there are apps that you can download from the App Store which would allow you to access your iCloud Drive, but Apple doesn't make any, okay? Now, as you may have noticed, and I so slickly ignored the fact that it gave me an error, and right now it's having a lot of problems because it's trying to sync a huge folder. I believe that's what the problem is. However, sometimes I do manage to click on iCloud Drive even though it is doing the synchronization, and I do manage to get to see my files and folders using the web interface. I'll try it again one more time here while I am thinking of the next thing I need to say. All right, so this is all I know currently about iCloud Drive. If I learn something else that's profound, I will make another video.